Alright, so we're getting ready to do the transom now. We've taken out all the bolts and screws that were connected all over the place. On the inside, we scraped away the caulk that was holding it together. We just kind of freed it up a little bit. So we're about to take off the transom cap. And we've disconnected all the bolts, screws, nuts, random fasteners that were in there. On the inside, it was caulked and painted on, so we did have to take a scraper and free it up so we could actually get this off. But now we're getting ready and should be able to just pop this off. And that is what the inside of the transom looks like. Nice and rotting. Yeah. So we have the transom cap removed. It was just a sheet of aluminum that went up, over, and back down into the knee of the boat. So that really added strength to this and made it be able to take a larger motor. So now I'm going to take off this other transom cap off to the side. Not to damage it because we don't want to try and rebend this. Okay. Now I'm going to go from this side a little bit. And there you have it. So this is the biggest transom I've ever had to try and pull out of a boat. This wood is very heavy and waterlogged. So my idea was that we'd put on these handles to help lift and shimmy it out. And we may end up using a chain lift to pull the board actually out of the boat. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it goes well. This was way too heavy for two people to try and lift out. So we're going to use this chain hoist. And I put a cross chain to try and even out the load. Hopefully the ceiling doesn't fall down, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so now there's a little bit of tension. I'm just going to go slowly, making sure we didn't miss any bolts. So just lifting up the transom wasn't working, so what I ended up having to do was separate out the splash well because there was still a lot of caulk that was pulling everything together. So I'm hoping that now with everything separated a little bit more, this will go a little bit more smooth. Bounce some weight on the inside to get this board finally released. The inner board of the transom did come up, but that's why we unbolted everything. So we'll just have to put it back in place when we're all done getting this out. Look at all that mold. How lovely. Yeah, we totally could have run it as is and not put all this work on it, and then have lost the boat and motor. The hard part is over. We got it out of the boat. So this is why when you buy a boat, don't trust the last people and just always replace it. You know it's brand new wood, it's not going to be rotted, and you're not going to have problems randomly when you're out in the middle of the lake. This board has no strength left to it. All the rivets holding it in place would have just ripped right out if we put a brand new motor on it. So this is why you should always coat your board with paint or something, because it won't get eaten as fast. And when you drill a hole, you just put a little bit of epoxy caulk sealant in there so nothing eats the inside of the board. It's very important that you do this when you rebuild the transom, not just throw in random boards. Building a boat is not good enough. You want to make sure you build it right.